and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs, from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple, and white, uh, 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 all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Shalom, Yahbashim Yahshua Brakatah to the Akim. Shalom, Yahushua Bashim Yahshua to the sisters. Already. You know what I'm saying? Hope I can be heard. I really can't see these comments, so I'm hoping y'all can hear me, man. Kagawa, if you can't hear me, my mic is jumping. If you can't hear me, man, in about 10 seconds, just give me a call. Let me know. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, you can hear me. All right. Yeah, this the ISUPK, man. Started from 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And since 1969, man, we've been teaching this truth about the Bible, man, teaching our people, teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who they are according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? What they supposed to do according to the Bible. I know y'all heard in the intro, the general just laid it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Christianity done destroyed us as a people. And without these priests and prophets that's in this truth, in this school that came out of the ISUPK under Command General Hunter, man, you don't know what the fuck you are doing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I was gonna teach, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, since 1969, we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans who they are, and we've been saving brothers from this oppression that we up under, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting brothers to turn away from their wicked ways and to turn righteous. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be made perfect under the law. You know what I'm saying? And that's following these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Something that the Christian church be teaching against. You know, something, all kind of new stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get used to all these. I'm gonna get it though. All we on a new streaming platform, so you know what I'm saying. Y'all bear with me. But yeah, we teach brothers, man, and sisters, man, you know what I'm saying, the truth and how to actually follow the law, man. Um, One thing that the Christian church has done to our people that destroyed the minds of our people and got them spoiled out here, because that's what being spoiled is, being destroyed. And they think that the law is done away with, that they can just do whatever they want to do, that they just got the grace and the time to just do whatever, long as they pray at the end of the night, or you know what I'm saying, and ask the Lord for forgiveness every night after they can sin freely all day. You know what I'm saying? That's just not what the Bible is teaching us to do. That's just not how we supposed to follow the Bible. That ain't how you supposed to show that you following Christ. You understand? Uh, we're gonna get it today in this is Matthew's chapter 5, verse 17. I'm gonna come out some milk scriptures, you know what I'm saying? I know young officers, young troopers, man, that's wanting to take their officers test. You know what I'm saying? And if you're ready, man, get y'all pens and paper out, man. I'm gonna break down some milk. You know what I'm saying? On how the law is not done away with. You know what I'm saying? This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Let me get it. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. This is Christ speaking. Anytime you reading in the Bible and and the words is in red, just know that's Christ, our King. You know what I'm saying? Who the world ignorantly called Christ, but his name is Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? But this is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. It says, think not that I've come to destroy the law. You understand? Christ didn't come to destroy the law. You know what I'm saying? The law is still in effect. This is plain and day. Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. What is that saying? When it says or the prophets, that means because Christian church they think the Old Testament is done away with. No, you know what I'm saying. Christ said he didn't come to destroy the law nor the prophets. The prophets, where you gonna find the prophets at? In the Old Testament. You understand? So think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have come not to destroy, but to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? Christian wouldn't have you thinking, see, it's he fulfilled it. You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't done. It ain't to the point to where you could just freely do what you want to do, because Christ would have came and did all that for naught. You know what I'm saying? You still have to walk and follow the law, man. Christ came to be an example in the law of the law on how to walk on earth in flesh. You know what I'm saying? Being tempted of all kind of evils, but overcoming those evils. You know what I'm saying? By following the commandments, and that's how Christ was perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's how Christ was made perfect. Christ was not the only person in the scriptures that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? You had plenty of the Israelites that was perfect. You had even people Job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Job was a perfect and upright man in the eyes of God. You had Noah. You know what I'm saying? You had other people that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? People get that twist when you say perfect. You's a perfect. Yes, you can be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Following the laws, man, of God. You know what I mean? Stop letting the Christian church make you feel like that's something that's hard to do. You know what I mean? You can do it. You can accomplish that. You get in here, you come to class, man. Shed yourself for the world, man, and that's something we can teach you in the ISUPK, man. How to be perfect. It's men in here that are perfect beyond measures. You understand? That they overcome the battle or their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? That they had in the world. You know what I'm saying? That they turned away from smoking drugs or selling drugs or harming their own brothers. You know what I'm saying? Hating their brother. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to love your brother, man. That's one of the second greatest commandments of them all. To love thy brother, man. You know what I'm saying? How you love your brother, man. Following these commandments, man. Teaching our people how to follow these commandments. You know what I'm saying? Because correction is love. That's a form of love, man. And that is not done away with. You can't sit up here and eat shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, you know what I'm saying, and think that you're gonna pray to God and he gonna bless you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we dying at an alarming rate. You know what I'm saying? We dying out here uh with high with heart disease and high blood pressure, diabetes, you know what I'm saying? That's because we think that we're stiff necked and rebellious people, man. We don't want to follow the law. Find any excuse to not to. You know what I'm saying? And this and Pastor Pork Chop, you know what I'm saying? He he just wants your money. So he gonna tell you a lot. You know, so he just making you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They just teaching prosperity and sit there and go sit down at the table and eat a table full of abomination and pray over it. and have you thinking that it is okay. It's not okay. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put away all those filth, all that abominable things to the Lord, man, and turn back to the law. Turn back to the word of God, man. You know what I'm saying? And be perfect because you can be perfect. The scripture says it. You understand? All right, I'm gonna drop that. What's that? Give me. We gonna go. That was what Matthew 5:17. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all writing these down. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep right along. You know what I'm saying? Verse 18 says, "Verily, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled." This right here is just telling you, ain't until heaven and earth pass. Long as you see heaven and earth, you know what I'm saying. Until it pass, ain't nothing is gonna pass from the law. That means even the little thing that you think for is like people think when I be telling them you ain't supposed to get edge ups and like they think that's tedious. You know what I'm saying? But obviously it's important to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That he made it a commandment. He made a difference between us and the Egyptians. The Egyptians they shaved their head bald. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand, like me, I'm naturally going bald. You know what I'm saying? So I just gonna cut it off. You know what I'm saying? I'm naturally going bald. But you're not to make baldness upon your head. You understand? You're not supposed to mar the corners of your head nor shave off your beard. You know what I mean? You supposed to grow your beard. A man anyway is supposed to have a full mane, like a lion mane. You know what I'm saying? It's so effeminate to me when I see men out here shaving their face smooth. You know what I'm saying, like a baby's bottom. They look effeminate. You know what I'm saying? It's so masculine to have hair on your face, man. You know what I'm saying? It's some righteousness in that. That may be a small thing to you, but like I said, was verse 18. It's Matthew chapter 5, verse 18. It said, "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law, to all be fulfilled." You understand? That means not nothing, even the smallest commandment. You know what I'm saying? That you think that's not really a big deal. You cannot break that law, man. You gotta take this word seriously. You know what I'm saying? Keep it right on moving. This is verse 19. It said, "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments," see what I was just saying? I was just saying, even the least commandments. It said one of these least commandments, and shall teach me, and so that's your Christian pastor. You know what I'm saying? And shall teach me, and so this the Muslim mosque. You know what I'm saying? It shall teach men. So we talking about the Egyptologists with all of the feminine spirit that they got in there. You know what I'm saying? And they following after another God. God say, "I'm a jealous God, man." We ain't supposed to be following after all these other guys who the Lord didn't teach us and to show us. You know what I'm saying? And following these ways of these other nations, man. That's how Adam and Eve sinned in the garden. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was symbolic about, by they covering themselves up with all different types of leaves, fig leaves, and all. They started covering themselves up because they tried to start putting on these different cultures of these other nations, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to turn away from those wicked ways, man, and turn back to our righteousness, man. We don't know that because we've been taught lies. We've been cut off from even knowing that we are royalty. You know what I'm saying? Coming through slavery. We was cut off. We don't know who we are as a people. You understand? Our people are destroyed out here, man. We spoiled. Just like back then in that day in Egypt, they was spoiled. You know what I'm saying? They had went to Egypt and got spoiled, lost their way. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to go back. You know what I mean? And the Lord cut them that whole generation off, destroyed that whole generation. Not but two out of their generation that made it to see the kingdom after that, man. We are those people. You understand? So we have to be diligently and steadfast in trying to get back into. We gotta want to know who we are first. A lot of people out here, they just happy to be in this captivity. They don't even know. They just destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? Homeborn slave. You know what I'm saying? They don't even think to know. You know what I'm saying? Where we come from before slavery. That's a big deal, man. These other nations do. These other nations can tell you exactly where they people come from. Ireland, the Irish, or you know what I'm saying? What these Africans, these African tribes or African nations. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly. They know their culture. They know their language, their history, the guys that they followed. Why we don't know that? Have you ever thought about that? Why we as a people don't know that? You understand? That's something to think about, man. But I'm gonna start from the top on verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom. Your Christian pastor gonna be called the least in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That brother that's telling you that it's okay to eat pork and just pray over it, he gonna be called the least in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? It said let me see, it said, and shall teach men so he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. See, this me and the ISUPK, man, we gonna be great, Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? I always say Lord willing because we still gotta endure into the end. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, we in the kingdom, man, because we done taught men to follow these laws and keep these laws. You know what I'm saying? The statutes and the commandments, the same that whoever teaching to keep them, gonna be called great, man, in the kingdom, man. So if you that person out there teaching that you ain't got to keep the law, keep that in mind. Just know you gonna be least in the kingdom. And I don't know about you, man. I'm grinding. I'm grinding for my time, sure, to be great. You know what I'm saying? Y'all worried about having a good credit score in this captivity, which you know that's good, all fun, good, fine and dandy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grinding to have good credit in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm grinding for. You should want that too. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Let me keep it pushing. Is that Matthew chapter 19? Matthew chapter 19, verse 17. Matthew chapter 19, verse 17. And and he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one. This is Christ speaking. You know what I'm saying? He said there is none good but one. This is for y'all to think Christ is God. Christ is not God. Christ has a God. You understand? He said, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one. Even though Christ walked this earth perfect. You know what I'm saying? Why did Christ say that? Because Christ Christ knows that we can sin in our past life. Like I was just saying earlier, we were those people in the wilderness. We were those people in the wilderness that was a stiff-necked and rebellious people. But there is no remembrance of our past life. You know what I'm saying? If you did know, is what four generations of Christ, regenerations of Christ in one appearance. You know what I'm saying? Christ was Adam. He was Isaac. He was King Solomon, and he was the appearance of Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? Those the generations of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't know, King Solomon sinned by sleeping with women of another nation. Yeah, because let's believe, even though that's like one of probably a lot of people think that's the least commandment. You know what I'm saying? You can't sleep with another nation. You know what I'm saying? If you have, you know what I'm saying, now you know. You know what I'm saying? Not to do it again. Now, if you got you a so-called Edomite wife or a Hamite wife or whatever, or Hamite husband, you're not to leave them or divorce them now that you know. It's just now you know not to do it again. You know what I'm saying? You know if that was a mistake that you made in the past, but God hates divorce. That's also in the commandments. You know what I'm saying? You cannot just put away your wife without just cause. You know what I'm saying? Moses had a heathen wife. You know what I mean? But knowing this, when you born again, going forward, it's to following the commandments perfectly, man. So you don't make no other mistake. You understand? That's why Christ told the adulterous woman, he said, "Go and sin no more." When everybody, I think those were Sadducees and Pharisees, they wanted to stone her. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to stone her, but they didn't have the man there with her to stone him. You know what I'm saying? And Christ said, "He who is without sin cast the first stone." They all just dropped the stones. You know what I mean? But he told that woman to go and sin no more, because that's the grace that you got. He giving you that grace to get right, to shed yourself for the world. You know what I'm saying? To be perfect, man, and follow these laws. You know what I'm saying? But let me finish this. What I say? Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. You understand that? Like, if you choose life this day, it's by keeping the commandments. Choosing death is to not follow the commandments. That's why everybody in the Christian church is dying of high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. You know what I'm saying? You got these all these pastors getting molestation charges, or they dying of AIDS. You know what I'm saying? And all kind of wickedness going on because they not following the commandments. They choosing death. Choose life, man. You understand? This day, you understand? Uh, 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 know who you serve. You know what I mean? Listen to God rather than man. You know what I mean? Because that Christian pastor don't know what he's talking about. He don't care. He really don't care. You know what I'm saying? He just trying to fill up his pockets, man. He's a greedy dog, man. Just trying to fill his pockets with as much cash as he can, because that's what he care about. The ways of this world, the riches of this world. You know what I'm saying? Serve the Lord, man. Get in this truth. ISUPK, man. Under Commander General Yonder, man. And learn who you are. And live righteously. You know what I'm saying? Choose life. You know what I mean? All right, we're gonna keep it moving. Instead, get First John chapter 2. First John chapter 2, verse 3. First John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we it's like it. And hereby we do know that we know him if we do what? Keep the commandments. That's how you know if you know the Lord. That's how you know if you know him. If you really following Christ, you're gonna be celebrating the Passover. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be knowing what's coming up next. What's this high holiday coming up? Feast of First Fruits. You ain't gonna be worried about no Memorial Day or no Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be keeping the commandments, man. That's how you know you know him, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4. He that said it, I know, Salaki. He that said, I know him and keepeth not his commandments is a liar. Your Christian pastor is a liar. You know what I'm saying? Your grandmama that's in the church every Sunday that thinks she's holier than thou is a liar. Hey, I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers out there, but that's just the truth. They don't know this. They not teaching you right. You supposed to follow the commandments. You cannot eat shrimp, crab, lobster, pork. You cannot put away that woman and marry another. You understand? You lay with her, you gotta stay with her. You understand? If you lay with another one, hey, you got two wives. Now, if she leave you, then that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's on her. You know what I'm saying? But if you lay with her, you gotta stay with her. You understand? Give me that. Where was I at? I'm gonna read that first verse 4 again. It said, "He that said, I know him and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him." The truth ain't in your Christian pastor, man. The truth ain't in Big Mama, man. I'm sorry. I know you love Big Mama. You want to think she the wisest of the wise, but the scriptures say Christ said, "I'm glad that the Lord kept this truth from the wise and the prudent and gave it unto babes." You understand? That's what the scripture have said. You know what I mean? Your granny don't know what she talking about. It's gonna hurt her soul to hear that she gotta follow these commandments and eating pork on Sunday, and she be going to a Christian church on the wrong day. That's gonna break her little old poor heart, her little Christian heart. But that's gonna be the hard pill to swallow. That's what you gonna. Hey, somebody gotta be out here and teach our people the correct way, man. We got to learn the correct way and put away all these false narratives. You know what I'm saying? And quit following these people that's gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I know you think the pastor they look righteous because he got a suit on. You know what I'm saying? With some now later gators. You know what I'm saying? With and driving a Rolls Royce, and he living good. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean he's of God. You know what I mean? That don't mean that he's a man of God. He's serving Satan. You understand? He's of his father, the devil. This is verse 5. But whosoever keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God. Perfected perfected her hereby know we that we are in him. You understand? Let me read that again. It said, whosoever keepeth his word is these commandments. You know what I'm saying? In him verily is the love of God. The love of God, showing the love of God is following these commandments. You know what I'm saying? You can't go buy God no present or hug God to show him you love him. You show him you love him by following his commandments, keeping his commandments. You know what I'm saying? Staying holy. being a set apart people. We're not supposed to do what the rest of these people, these other nations do. You know what I'm saying? These other nations want to celebrate 4th of July and pop fireworks on 4th of July. That ain't what we do. You know what I'm saying? We got our own customs, our own high holy days to observe. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we gonna come together. That's how we gonna get out of this kingdom by getting back to that, getting back to our culture as a people. We come together like Zephaniah 2:1 says, coming together as a nation. We're not gonna do that separate. A house divided shall not stand. You understand? We gotta do this thing together, man. Let me get okay, drop that. We get Romans chapter 6. I can see the chat too, so if anybody got a question, I'm kind of learning. I'm not. I just see the chat. You know what I'm saying? Just type it in the chat. If I get around to it, I answer it. If I can't answer it, then I will get counsel on it, and I'll get back to you with the correct answers to your question. I say Romans chapter 6, verse 1. So like, this Romans chapter 6, verse 1. After these, Yahweh Shai went over the sea. So like, I'm in the wrong. So like, let me get this. Bear with me. Just bear with me. What I say, Romans chapter 6, verse 1. All right. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? You understand? This is a question that's being asked. Because you think you got grace. You know what I'm saying? You got grace to just do what you want to do. Because that's what Christians believe. Christians believe that grace is some magical potion or magical time that just exonerates us from all sin. Like we can just say or do whatever we want to and just ask for forgiveness. That ain't how they work. You know what I'm saying? Drop to 15. Drop to verse 15. Said, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. You understand? And this was written just because uh, uh, Paul knew, you know what I'm saying, that there was going to be times like this where Christians, you know what I'm saying, so-called followers of Christ, was going to believe that they can just freely sin because they're gonna be under grace. But you gotta understand what grace is. You know what I'm saying? You ever get a phone bill or a water bill or something, and they give you a grace period? You got a certain amount of time to pay that bill before they cut off the water. You know what I'm saying? But for the lights to get cut off, but you got a grace period. You know what I'm saying? To pay that bill. Well, in this truth, or not because being ignorant is still, you know what I'm saying, this ain't gonna exonerate you from, you know what I'm saying, the punishments of the law. You gotta still get yourself right by the law and become perfect by the law. You understand? You can't just do what you want to do. God forbid. That's what that's talking about. You know what I mean? We're gonna jump back to First John. This is First John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. When you commit sin, you transgress the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. You understand? So that just this is all in the New Testament. So you know. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing in the Old Testament or that's done away with. This is in the New Testament it's saying when you sin, you transgress the law. The law still is here. You know what I'm saying? It just you ain't been killed for certain breaking certain commandments or put to death. You know what I'm saying? Or you have time to get yourself. And then it's gonna be the judgment. You know what I'm saying? Or even like you say, it's still you still gonna just gotta pay for all your sins. You know what I'm saying? People you know what I'm saying, don't understand life and death. You know what I'm saying? When we die, our life, I mean, our body goes to the back to the dust, and our soul to the Father to be judged on what? On our past. You know what I'm saying? We judge on our past, and then being that however we lived, you know what I'm saying, you may that's the judgment. You know what I'm saying? You might be born blind or born lame, you know what I'm saying, walking with a limp or something, you know what I'm saying? If you was a wicked person in your past. Just did not want to follow the law. Was just stiff necked. Or just say you did come into this truth, come into the ISUPK, got 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 your life together. You know what I'm saying? You know, after your changing your wicked ways and you start following the law. You know what I'm saying? And it became perfect. You know what I'm saying? But you just so happen to pass away. The judgment come, so you might be blessed in your next life. You know what I'm saying? And come right back into this truth. You know what I'm saying? Following the laws. Or born in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta endure this hell we in right now. Cause this is hell for us as a people. You know what I'm saying? You blessed back into the kingdom. And sure, you blessed the Lord and overrun your cup with blessings. You know what I'm saying? You are not going to escape the judgment, man. That grace, that grace period is a time to get right by the Lord, man. Take advantage. Take advantage. That's my little line out of fire. Five. First John chapter 5. Hold on. First John chapter 5. For this is the love of God. Like I was telling you, I mean, same thing I said. This is the love of God, that we keep His commandments. That's how you love God. You understand? And His commandments are not grievous. When He say His commandments are not grievous, meaning they ain't hard. It ain't hard. It ain't hard not to smoke weed. But let me take that. For some people it is hard, but you just gotta fight that demon, man. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't a hard thing not to eat pork. Let me take that back. For some people it is hard, but you just gotta fight that demon. It ain't nothing that's too complicated. You understand? It ain't like you at an Ivy League school and you got a complicated test that you gotta really that's hard for you to figure out. It ain't hard in that way. It's just you just don't want to do it, and you are too weak to fight. And we have to fight, man. You have to fight these demons. You know what I'm saying? These demons that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they gonna come on you even if when you get into the truth. When you come in trying to be right. You know what I'm saying? You come into the school and learn your culture and shit yourself for the world. It's just gonna get harder. You know what I'm saying? But you come in here and you learn how to fight. You come in here and you get strong. It's just like exercising. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be hard days when you ain't gonna want to go to the gym. But when more you go, you in that routine. You know what I'm saying? It get easier. It get easier for you. You get stronger. You know what I'm saying? To be able to go through and push through. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you got to do, it get easier for you because you get stronger to be able to withstand. You know what I'm saying? And it may the next day, you know, you got to get harder because you got to go. You didn't went up a weight or so. You know what I'm saying? But after you keep pushing through, you know what I'm saying, it gets easier because you get stronger in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But they just it's never gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Them demons ain't gonna never stop. They're gonna keep coming at you in all kind of ways. You gotta be smart enough to discern and to see it before it's coming. You know what I'm saying? And to even know, man, hey, nah, should I go over and kick it with these brothers? Knowing if I go over there, they over there, they big smoking. You know what I'm saying? Man, should I go up here to Big Mama in them house, man? To Big Granny in them house, man? And they gonna be cooking pork and she gonna want me to taste this and she gonna get offended and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you gotta just stop going around your people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to do that because then how your light gonna be shining. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to learn how to fight and how to be strong. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? But with that, man, that's the lesson of today. You know what I'm saying? That Christ didn't do away with the law, man. You know what I'm saying? He came, he walked this earth to be a perfect example to us. You know what I'm saying? On how to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? It behooved him to be created like his brethren. You know what I'm saying? So he walked the same walk we walk. He was tempted the same way as we was tempted. You know what I'm saying? And he overcame. And he left a blueprint for us to follow. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta follow that, man. And with that, man, it's the ISUPK started from 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General. That's my time. That's, all right, that's it.
At Israel, July 3rd to July 6th, we're going to have the North Carolina cookout in Fayetteville. This year, the cookout is going to be in Fayetteville at Seabrooks Park. Don't miss it, Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are all invited. All right? We're going to bring you on and show you all where slaves were brought to be sold. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And on Sunday, we're going to have a cookout. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, bring your family. Kids, your wives, aunt, uncle, grandma, everybody. We're going to have a fun time at Seabrook Park. Shalom.
to rise no more. I'm taking a look in the streets. It's real every day what I see. We constantly searching for peace. My people just wanna be free. We tired of the cell blocks and the bullshit. That lying nigga in the pulpit. Same shit, but a different day. I speak truth, they ain't come to play. You in the way, better move, nigga. That follow no way gon' be cruel, nigga. Say you're gonna get that tool, nigga. Matter of fact, get you by two, nigga. You see the signs that's in front of you? That's in the rough from up under you. Shit is gon' fall, yeah, I promise you. Make up your mind what you gonna do. You heard it? Now listen.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one